Okay, y'all, we finna get in here. We finna pull some carrots. Now, I want to let y'all know, I planted these carrots. Oh, I'm going to tear my air potatoes up a little bit. Sorry. That ain't a bad one. I planted these carrots, y'all, I planted these carrots last fall. They ain't a bad one either. These were Dollar Tree seeds. It's kind of small, but it's nice. I put them in the bed that had the most loose, friable, pliable soil. You know, soil that didn't have a lot of rocks and wood chips and all that stuff in it. By the way, I have not watered this bed. I'm pulling these while the bed is fairly dry. I think I'm going to leave a couple of these carrots to go to seed because I don't want to have to buy seeds again. And I don't remember what variety this was. That's a nice one. But let me tell you what I learned about these carrots. And I'm passing this information on to those that, want to know. So, these carrots. Did I mention already that I didn't thin them? Did I mention that? But yeah, these carrots were planted last fall. Got a little side shoot on you. And this is a big one. Woo, look at that. I can't even hardly get the top out. This is the biggest one. I know I got a bunch of stuff in the way, y'all. Let me try this. There we go. That's my hand, and that's the carrot. That's crazy. That's the biggest one. I think I'm going to be roasting some carrots and beets today. But I do want to get all the carrots at least out of the front of this bed. Y'all don't grow like me. This is a jungle. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. That's a big one. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Planted these in the fall. And I honestly did not. I didn't think they were going to do anything. When I planted the seeds, it's almost like, okay, I don't know what got it. That's disgusting. I got that all over the camera. Something got a hold of that. Up here is firm, but this end is just absolute mush. But anyway, I planted these in the fall. They germinated barely. It took a long time. But then when they did germinate, it's just that one split on me. That one looks horrible. The tops didn't really do anything. Like they were just barely growing. That's what I got so far, y'all. Hold on. I've got Carrot Gook on the phone. This one's funny looking. Real funny looking. Some of that's edible and savable, and some of it's not. Another. They didn't really do anything over the winter and the fall. I think them 3 or 4 back there, I'm gonna leave. But anyway. But when it warmed up, they really took off. Here was an onion that was ready. So those onions I had, they were super tiny. Like the sets were really, really tiny. Those onions, I planted them in weird spaces, and up in here was one of the spaces. But I just kind of want to show y'all the soil that I grew this in. This soil is very loose. It doesn't have a lot of, that's the air potatoes. Doesn't have a lot of, y'all see them few carrots back there? I'm going to leave those, I think, for seed. But yeah, these carrots didn't do anything until it warmed up. So here's what I learned. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm all over the place. Here's what I learned. And this is what I want y'all to try to do if at all possible. Pay attention to your plants. And if you can't remember, then write it down. These carrots really didn't do anything for me over the winter. So I would never plant carrots in the fall again unless I plant them in a greenhouse or something like that. Because they didn't do anything. They just sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there. But when it warmed up, that's when they really started to take off. And I think a lot of people will be like, oh, I can't grow this or that because I haven't had success. Well, this is the question. Are you writing down what you did? And then the next time you're doing the exact same thing again? These are some different variety carrots. These were from Dollar Tree as well. Can't remember the variety. I'm going to leave one or two of these to go to seed. I probably should have left that one. These little ones that barely have any root, those are the ones that more than likely I'm going to leave to go to seed. But the bigger ones I'll harvest. But look at that one. So these are another one. I planted the seeds when it was still cold. They were not really doing anything. Something's been eating on that. Or something's up. And then once I'm gonna have to edit that. Once it warmed up, that's when I really started having, that's a nice one, the success with the carrots. For a long time, I thought I couldn't grow carrots either. This is a good one. I'm going to leave the other two to go to seed for me. And then here's an onion that's ready. Let's see about this onion. It's ready as well. You know your onions are ready when the tops die back and you pull them up. There's really no root to speak of in the soil. And this is like I guess a scallion or something. I don't know. I don't know what I planted in here. I don't remember planting that, to be honest. Let's see. I think this one. See how it just lifts up? There's hardly any roots left. Tops are gone. Once again, I finally got my onions to bulb. Finally figured them out. So now I got this cleaned out. And I'm going to take this itty bitty one and plant it back. And I know what's going to happen. It's going to wilt down, but the tops will slowly but surely grow back. But yeah, this is a pretty nice variety here. I don't know. I forgot what these varieties were. But that's that batch and that's that batch. And I left some so that they can go to seed. But yeah, pay attention to what your crops do. And don't keep doing the same thing over and over expecting different results. You get what I'm saying? Also, for those people struggling with root crops, you must feed them with something more than 5-11. If I hear y'all say one more thing about 5-11, root crops, feed them with 5-11 and watch you won't get no root. That nitrogen is the main thing that's in 5-11 that will not give you a root. These people talking about 5-11, 5-11, 5-11. The main person talking about that, how many root crops do they grow? I ain't seen none. Granted, I don't watch them that much, but I ain't seen none. I see mostly leafy greens and flowers and stuff. That stuff don't need nitrogen, y'all. Your root crops, in order for you to get them to make a nice root, you must, hello Felix. We got another one, dead. You must give them phosphorus and potassium. You must. You're in it for the roots, not the leaves. So you must fertilize. I don't get me wrong. I made the same mistake. But once again, let me tell you how I figured out the mistake and how to fix it. I wrote down what I did And when that didn't work, I quit doing that. I changed to something else. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results. That is called insanity. That is what that is called. So that is why I have been able to get good beet crops, good carrot crops now. Before I couldn't get that stuff because I was steadily feeding with something that had mostly nitrogen and not what the roots actually need in order to get nice and big and plump. Okay, so y'all pay attention. And also, if you're not feeding your crops, you're not going to get nothing. Just word to the wise. If you're not feeding your crops, you will not get anything. Okay? So don't expect to get anything from them if you're not feeding them. And if you're growing in container gardens, feed twice as much. That's the drawback to container gardening. If you can get your stuff into the ground, I would say get it into the ground. Now, if you can't get it into the ground, I'm not telling you to not garden. That's not what I'm telling you. Do what you got to do. But I ain't going to lie. I see some people that got ground. And I'm like, you might want to put that in the ground. You know what I mean? So, word to the wise. Look what's going to seed. Celery. Celery's going to seed. I lost my other celery plant that was going to seed. But this one's, hopefully I won't lose it. Well, I know why I lost the other one. I stabbed some bamboo through the roots and that was it. Look at him running. Felix is dirty. Can y'all stop bromancing, please? But yeah. So, that's that, y'all. I just want to throw that out there for y'all. You know, don't keep doing the same thing over and over expecting different results. You know, get better at things. A lot of these beets I'm letting go to seed. I said that, but some of this stuff, these got some, I mean, that beetroot ain't huge, but it's big enough. But I pulled it and that sucker was about to bolt. But yeah, I'm thinning some of this stuff down in here. I pulled all the big beets. I think I put that video out already. This little weed right here is so noxious. I really need to make sure I weed eat up in here. Because this little weed right here will drive you to drink. I don't know what it is. But it loves to grow right here and show up in my beds and grab on the stuff and vine. Look at it. Look at it. It has grabbed on to everything. Grabbed onto the cilantro. I'm not here for it. I'm really not. Alright, I tore up some stuff, but I don't care. That got to come out of there. See, here goes some of it here. Yeah, you got to come out. Anyway, so don't let these weeds come in here and wrap around stuff. If it's not edible, I ain't gonna be able to take it. So I got some stuff to do. I gotta spray some BT. I gotta you know what? I said I was going, but this is going to seed. I want the seeds from these bad boys. Oh yeah, and this the kind with the stripe stem. Nah, you going back in the ground. And that's another thing I like about root crops. You can actually dig them up and plant them back. The leaves will wilt down, but then usually they stand back up within a day or two. But yeah, so that's that. That's my carrot harvest. I'm gonna come back with a bean harvest, y'all. All right. Okay. So till next time, see you guys later.